back again with the man-child of the hour, and he's talking about me again. Whoop-de-doop-de-doo. Let's see what he has to say. If it matters, I don't know. It's never been a thing of value to come from his little mind, is there?
Two YouTubers, along with Moment of Sanity, who made response videos that are covering up their bullshit and pretty much making up lies. Well, in regards to Xander Hall and TheShlumpo, God, what a stupid name for a YouTuber. Who comes up with a stupid name like this?
I don't know, Shadow Raven Studios? Who picks bad names for YouTube channels? I could not think of one, possibly not one with the word Shadow Raven in it. And studios? What studio? And Shadow Raven, are you a edgy 14-year-old boy? Like, I don't know. You're very concerned about them playing Fallout in this mod. You seem a little too interested in them. I don't know. You remind me of those predator catcher people who end up talking to the children. You know, I mean, you are a YouTuber who is very anti that. So if something comes out in a few years from now, I would not be surprised. But I don't want to spread any false allegations. That's something you're against, right? I mean, you said it right here, didn't you? Like, oh, people are saying this, and I'm not for false allegations, but I don't like doing that. Don't want to lie about anything or stretch the truth and start false allegations like you do here. Let's watch. Let's take a look.
Moment of Sanity is actually a woke content creator in disguise, but it's not that hard to tell that he's a woke content creator because he lies about everybody in his videos and does nothing but tells lies in his
That sounds like you, buddy, but I digress. Let's continue.
videos. But there is something else I know. When I looked on his Twitter page, not only he has followers and a following of minors, but he is also a follower to the Fallout Ashfall server.
Hmm. Yeah, okay. But this makes sense right here, right? Oh, 0%? It's just all perfectly in this one thing? You're telling me that no one with common sense will look at this and be like, oh, when I wanted to play GTA 5 or go on like newgrounds.com or go to Steam and look at like CSGO, I didn't lie about my age to be perfectly 18 or, you know, perfectly that age. You're telling me you don't think a single child is watching this? He mentions, oh, well, I put on not made for children thing. So do I. And my analytics, I do have people that are not, you know, 20 plus or 18 to 24 minimum. Like, welcome to YouTube. We post content, and who is on their phone the most? It doesn't mean that we're targeting them or grooming them. That's just how YouTube works. I would say you think you'd get that, but by the amount of views you have and for how long have you been doing it, I don't think you learn too much about YouTube in general, let alone the outside world. I have a feeling that your skin is stuck to your desk chair, like you're just stuck at your computer, just terminally online. You don't go outside, no fresh air, no sunlight. Like that fits you 100% perfectly, but that's just me, I guess. I don't know. That's just my little guesstimation of you. One thing that I did think was kind of funny looking at the differences in our audience here is mine's a lot more realistic looking. Like I have people from every age group, and it's obviously some of these are there. I definitely don't get an actual 65 plus year old watching my videos. Like that this just doesn't seem correct. But this is children who are lying about their age and coming on here to watch videos. Like you're telling me 0.4% of my audience is a, a, a female woman who's 65 years old minimum. Like, no, that's obviously not true. I do have a lot more, a lot more female viewers than you, which is pretty funny. I mean, you've got 3.5. I've got, like, I don't know. I think that says something about us. And I have, you know, user specified, meaning not male or female. You don't have any because you're a bigoted, horrible person to them, and you say they're woke for simply existing. I don't know. Maybe that says something about me. Maybe it says something about you. But really, I don't get why you ever talk about like analytics views of other people. You talk about all these things, but you're the biggest hypocrite, and you'll show your hypocrisy in your own video, which is the funniest thing, and it's baffling to me that you just don't see like everything wrong with you. You're like a glowing red flag, just saying like, "Hey, I'm a bad person. Hey, I'm a bad person." And if you are right about this ashfall stuff and there's legitimate grooming going on, I'll be the first one to back you up and expose that. But so far, all that you've shown is that there's minors who watch YouTube content and want information about a mod from a video game where you can be like a cowboy or like punch a big lizard to death if you spec your character that way. I fail to comprehend and grasp and even understand how remotely you find that like woke or an issue. But that's just me, I guess. And here he makes somehow makes a point like a broken clock is right 2 times a day, I guess. He's maybe right once a week. I don't know, but listen to this here.
One thing. Where are the parents? Because I blame the parents. I partially blame them for this because they're not keeping a close eye enough on their minors and the activities that they're doing on the internet. But mainly, I'm blaming these fucking assholes.
Like he makes one point there, but typical fashion for him, he goes and then says something else that's like, "Oh, well, you were on the right path. Like you're following this bridge the right way and then you jumped off the side." Like he has a couple brain cells, like his IQ's not too below average. And I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. And then he says something else that completely negates what he just said. Like, please just be human for a longer than like 20-minute period. I don't know. I don't know if you're capable of that even. Like, I don't it's so embarrassing. I don't understand. Then here, right here, he goes on this little rampage about if I find out one of these asphalt people groom my kid, I'm gonna beat them up. Let's take a listen.
Would be beating your fucking ass. And all of you people who are defending these assholes, you disgust me. You make me sick. You guys are nothing but degenerates. You guys are nothing but degenerate pieces of dog shit. These are the kind of people you really want to defend and go out of the way of defending? You know what? Screw off and go fuck yourselves. You sick degenerate fucks.
Take a shot for every time he says the same insult over and over again, like degenerate, oh degenerate, oh degenerate. Like, buddy, that's his like word of the day in his little calendar that his dad gave him. Like, please just use different words. I know your vocabulary is really small, but you can reach down there and Jimmy Neutron brain blast a few extra words. Like, look up all insults or something. Like, you really need to just get off of the internet against quotation marks woke mods and just learn how to be a human being. I don't know what to tell you. All that I've seen for your complaints for this are like all discredited in your own video. Like, no, this mod isn't super woke. It's just normal and you're just a bigot. This grooming stuff, it's substanceless. There's no base, there's nothing. The only proof you have is by looking at Twitter following. What's next? You're gonna pick up TikTok following, where the average person follows like thousands of people and don't check up on any of them. Oh wow, people are following a YouTuber. Do you see some of the content that Moment of Sanity posts? They post some Undertale live streams. You're telling me that they're not gonna have a fan base that's minors? Like, they don't only post about mods and adult games. And the adult games are games that are perfectly suited for children. This is a game that came out in 2010. I think their limits of what's like PG-13 and ours are very different now. And like the little descriptors say like, oh, sexual content. What sexual content you are like, "Would you like to sleep with me?" "Yes." Screen goes black. You stand up out of bed, and she's got a very large gray shirt and, like, boxers on. You're like, "Oh, wow. Super adult." Like, be very realistic here.
Better yet, this is what you fucking assholes clearly are.
You're a sick asshole.
There is something I want to mention, but this asshole is nothing to sneeze at because he's nothing but a pussy bitch. If you begin to talk shit about the Fallout Ash
I don't care about this part.
turned out to be bullshit and pretty much making up lies.
Look, there I am. More viewers than you, more substance than you, better videos than you, better everything. Better my maybe not my thumbnails because I don't put too much effort in there, but like I really don't understand how you try to like make fun of other people's names, how many views they get, like all of these things you make fun of. But if I look at your channel, let's really let's take a little let's take a little bit of a peek at your channel. Like your name is lame. You're okay. I don't even remember watching this video, but your videos, they don't do well. Your thumbnails are pretty bad. Some of these are decent, but that's because like you just threw that on top, that on top, and that on top, and this is like a picture. Like I don't understand how you can make fun of anyone's content when yours is the way it is. I need to find a specific point in this video. Let me see. Here it is. I found it. Let's watch this together, class. Let's see.
Here, which is going to make my point that the Fallout Ashfall server indeed does have members who are using pronouns.
If the game dev modder wants to ban people from the Discord for having politics that invoke the idea that their identity isn't valid, then they can do that.
Oh my gosh, this is getting gay real fast.
When he told them that he was slightly right wing, do you think that's how that went? Do you think it was just like they asked, hey, what are your politics? And he said, I guess I'm slightly right wing on some things. They were like, oh, we can't work with you. You can't be on the project. Or do you think maybe there was some point in which his politics caused a problem? Like, for example, interacting with the lead game dev, who's a trans woman. Maybe there was a point where it was asked to use she, her pronouns.
Don't want to sound
Like everybody uses pronouns. You are a human being, and we're speaking the English language. Pronouns are just language. You're a guy, I'm assuming. At least that's what you like strive yourself on being like a super masculine man, and you're against all this woke stuff. You use he, him. When someone would refer to you, they'd call you a he. You know, they wouldn't call you your name, and if they called you your name, that would be your pronoun. This is just how the English language works. I'm sure you didn't get that far in school, clearly, but this is just how the real world works. Using pronouns isn't woke, it's the English language. Maybe you should wake up. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe if you woke up and opened your eyes to reality, you'd understand that. But you're too stuck being this little basement dweller, right wing bigot to understand the universe. I don't know. And the point that that guy made was super valid. Oh, you're slightly right wing? Out of here. That's not realistic at all. The more realistic thing is somebody like you, because I'm assuming this guy's your anonymous tip that got kicked out, or it's just you on another account, or maybe it's you that got kicked out, and you're the slightly right-wing guy who is trying to go in there and spy. It could be any one of these things. I mean, you don't have the biggest brain to come up with this crazy strategy, so I'm not expecting much of you. I don't think anybody is, realistically. But yeah, they were probably just being a loser and not giving common, human decency just to use the right pronouns. It doesn't matter if you support them or you're like an ally or anything. Just use the right pronouns like you would to any other human being and go on with your day. But no, you had to make a big deal about it and get kicked out. That's obviously what happened here. Like use your brain just for a moment of your day. That's not woke. That's just being a decent human being. And getting kicked out for that is perfectly valid. You popped up the rules of this Discord server in this video earlier, and it says no politics. and it says respect others, but that's woke to you? So if you join my server and I just call you like slurs the whole time and she, would you not be upset and not want to be in that server? Like this is just basic necessities to function as a normal human being, and you're not even capable of that. What does that say about you? Like this whole video that I'm making is like, what does this say about you? You really need to take time to reflect because I know you don't do that often. Just simply looking at your content. But all that I've seen so far from this little like dive into watching some of your videos to make my videos is that you're just a bad person. You're a bad person and you have very few fans who are also bad people. And if we look at your comments, you know, I like New Vegas, but I stay away from big mods or 11 days till the 4th of July. There's like, these people like happy that it's a few days until we say goodbye to Demon Month. It's Pride Month and it's also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So I don't know what you're saying there. And it's like, well, just like how I close my wallet if a game is woke, and make some make sure my hard drive is not polluted by installing woke mods. Oh no, the mod in New Vegas where you get to go to Hawaii is it's too woke for you? What is woke? That you can choose your pronouns and use female like the base female options and the base male options together? As I've said previously, I'm a man with long hair, and some of the feminine hair options work better for me than the masculine ones, but I can't choose both parts. As an RPG, that's perfect. I would download just that part as a mod for my New Vegas, just to simply customize my character better. And there's a similar thing going on with Dragon Age that's also too woke for this guy, that all of the love interests are pansexual and you can choose your pronouns. Buddy, you can like choose a masculine body and change your pronouns and your voice in the old Saints Row games. You can do that on Cyberpunk. This isn't woke. It's an RPG giving you more options. The exact thing you'd want in an RPG. RPGs are all about having like limitless options and molding and doing the story exactly how you want to. And if I want to be like this big buff masculine man with a woman's voice, or this like tiny little petite fairy looking woman with a very deep masculine voice and run around and stab stuff, I should be able to. And it shouldn't be woke, it should be cool. You're like, wow, I get so many options. I can make my character look crazy or you fit me perfectly or as much as I can. And that's a cool thing. But let's see what you responded here. Oh, hey, heads up. Let's this website, it's not woke like Nexus mods. It has mods. Oh, whoa. Whoa. And the options here are terrible. Like, I was going through these, and they don't have much. It's like, oh, look, here's New Vegas. Let's see what popular of all time is. The same thing. This is, whoa, so anti-woke. Children's companion? Why is there a child companion here, and it's the most popular of all time? Huh. That's, that's a little strange. Oh, a more sexual looking woman? Yeah, that's not, woke and too adult for children. Definitely not, But we go to Nexus mods. Let's go to Nexus mods right now and let's see the difference. Let's take a look. Oh, anti-crash, 4 GB patcher. Oh, mod manager, better skies, Project Nevada. Like none of these are woke. I don't see any child companions. I don't know. I don't know. Seems a little not too woke to me. The wokest thing I see here is a poorly drawn My Little Pony, which is just there to be funny. Like, hmm. And you're telling me that this is the one that you're promoting? That's a little that's a little odd. That's a little it's a little strange, buddy. And here we are at my final point in the video. Let's see what this guy has to say.
Investigating. But I also think that this Discord server needs to be reported for grooming minors and having minors into a server for a game that's supposed to be for adults. But one thing I do know, there is a brand new and secret group out there who is trying to stop them, and that is the Confederacy of United Modders. But this is also what I think needs to happen.
A secret group, and they have the word Confederacy in their name. And it's being promoted by a guy who says asphalt is too woke. You really sound like a neo-Nazi right now. A secret group and Confederacy. Just think about that a little bit. You're talking about like wondering what goes behind like closed doors and asphalt, and like with the followers that some of these people have, and you think they should be investigated. I think we should investigate you. You sound like like you could be a problem. You're really going hard trying to just make people look like victims, and here you are being like anti-woke as you put it, which is simply you just being a bigot, and you're promoting a group called the Confederacy? Do you not see what's wrong with this issue? Like, you don't see the issue here? You don't see what looks wrong in this picture? Let's take a little listen to this part here too.
I believe it is very important we continue to fight back and continue to gatekeep our fandoms from these woke weirdos who are trying to invade the gaming industry and also other gaming communities and our fandoms. As a means to support this fight,
He's talking about gatekeeping and separating people from their fandoms and their communities. Does this not sound like segregation? You're separating people from your bathrooms and your water fountains? And you're just talking about a group called the Confederacy? And you're making gaming great again? This all sounds really racist. You sound like you're a bigot, and you sound like you're a loser. I don't know. It all sounds really really like you should be the one getting investigated. What servers are you in? What are you talking about in your servers? You have all these like badass rock music in the background and swords cutting off heads and things like that. I think you should be the one getting investigated here, but that's just me. See ya.